Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow. And have a look behind me, Spartak Stadium. I'm gonna go see the football today. I'm gonna take you along, show you what it's like. I'm gonna actually show you a little bit of behind the scenes where I can as well. And I think it might be an interesting video for anyone that perhaps doesn't go to live sporting events or doesn't watch the football. However, we're in Russia. Things are a little bit different. Let's go check it out together. The stadium we're going to be going to watch the match in is just ahead of us. It's Spartak Stadium, but it's commonly known as Lukoil Stadium. Like it is all around the world, the stadiums have branding and sponsorship. The actual sun's coming in the opposite direction. It's actually an early afternoon game today, but because we're heading into winter, it gets dark rather early. There's lots of people posing for a photograph. I am here a little bit earlier than the start time, so there isn't too many people around. I have been to this stadium a couple of times before. I haven't made videos here. I think the last time I was here have to be 6 or 7 years ago. And this stadium was used during the World Cup in 2018. It's a very impressive place, and it's built in a fairly quiet area just outside of Moscow. There's actually a metro stadium literally across the street. And have a look at all these new apartment buildings that have been built here. When I last came here, quite a lot of these weren't finished, and they're now all occupied. And they built a car park as well, which I don't remember that here last time. Most people come here by public transport. It's just far easier and simpler. And then you walk across the street 2 minutes and the metro can take you to anywhere in Moscow from here. Just to let you know about myself, I'm actually from Australia. I live here in Moscow. I make videos about life in Russia and make them in English. You can put subtitles on from different countries depending on how you're listening to this or watching it. I'm a sports fan in general. I don't have a sporting team here in Russia that I follow as a dedicated team. So when I come to sport, it's to see live sport like it is on this video. I'll probably miss the goals when I'm filming because it always happens when I'm distracted or not having my camera on. So excuse that part of the video. And we'll go for a walk around and head on in the stadium. Like any stadium that you go to around the world, they've got the club merchandise. And I think it's quite interesting here because they've got the official merchandise, which is right here, and they've got the pop-up fans that they open just for game day. There is actually a fan shop as well, and of course you can get yourself the famous scarves in all sorts of different colors and logos, and the gentleman is trying to keep warm. It's a little bit of a cooler day here today. It's not that bad though. You'll see people with winter coats on, but it's just kind of comfortable. Then around the corner they have the unofficial merchandise, which is still all of the same things, just a little bit cheaper. And they've got a little bit more memorabilia here, so you can get some of the scarves from other teams that are in the Russian league. They've also got things like hats, some books, and they've got pin trading as well, which is pretty neat. Check out all of the pins there. That's pretty cool. Pin trading is a very popular thing in Russia. You can go to a lot of places and buy pins, and it's very popular to do. All of the scarves. Not sure how many people would wear bucket hats today. It's not very sunny. However, these are very cool. Anybody collects them or not? I'm sure they've even got some from the Olympics or the World Cup football here as well somewhere. When I make videos and I'm talking in English, obviously a lot of people will turn around and look, and mostly people are just a little bit curious that I'm not speaking in Russian because I'm here in Russia. And it's really fun. Actually, the people back at the stand there were having a bit of a laugh and realized where I'm from because, of course, a lot of football fans know that Australia was in the last few World Cups. We don't do very well, but we definitely attend, and it's always fun to share a laugh with some of the fans and locals here. I have a very good friend here in Moscow who arranged a pass for me, or a ticket, and it's even got my photo on it. I didn't realize that when you pick up the ticket it's got your photo on. However, we're going to slowly head on inside. I won't film any of the passing of security because it's not the right thing to do. I think no matter where you come to a match, the gentleman over here is letting everybody know about the method to get in the stadium. And it's really quite simple once you've got it figured out. Just the first time you come to a match in Russia can be a little bit tricky. However, I think it's the same in any stadium that you come to. Passing through security wasn't very difficult. There is actually 2 checks that you had to do. One was for your ticket, of course, and one is for an application that you have on your phone, which has a QR code that you present. And then they just do the general bag check. It's very simple, no different to it would be in Australia. And we're in the grounds of the stadium. One thing to remember when you come to the football in Moscow is there is a lot of team sports that happen here. It isn't essentially a one sport town. There is volleyball, basketball, hockey. There is all sorts of sports. Of course, football worldwide is hugely popular. So it may look like there isn't many people here, but if there is 2 or 3 different major sporting events happening in Moscow at the same time, naturally the fans of the teams will attend, but you don't get as many general public that come to the matches as perhaps in Australia. The stadium is very cool. I love this like leaf design on the side. I just need to remember which way it is to walk in, because it can be a little confusing if you haven't been here before. The stadiums are very large. These were built and set up, particularly this stadium was designed around the World Cup in 2018. So there is a lot of perimeter fencing, and then there's different zones that you go into. So people don't have full access to the whole stadium depending on the match that's been played. So it's just a matter of finding the right gate to go through. One thing you do notice when you come to sport in Russia is people don't generally come that early because it's cold, and people don't really like to sit outside if they're here a few hours early. So they'll time their arrival a lot closer to the match start time and then go in the stadium and sit down. Not too sure who gets the lucky parking right here. And this car's actually inside the perimeter of the stadium as well. But how lucky are they to park a few steps from the entrance? Now, because I'm making a video for the channel, the actual ticket I've got here is a media ticket or press pass. So we just have to go through this little side door right here. Walking on inside in the press entrance, it is a little bit confusing which is the right way to go. And there is certain doors that you need to pass through and corridors. And it's very difficult if you come here the first time. There is lots of people who are helpful. So we'll head on upstairs to the media area, and then we're going to go down to the pitch. So I've actually been to a couple of different matches in Moscow with the press ticket. There is a couple of other videos on the channel that you might want to watch or enjoy and see how it compares from one stadium to the other. A lot of the back rooms here are very difficult to understand. They do have everything in Russian and English. When they built the stadium with the World Cup in mind, or remodeled it, whatever the right word is, it was made as a international football stadium or sporting venue, so it's basically usable for anybody that was to attend here. So that's definitely nice for someone like me when I need to read which direction to go. And the place I'm going to go to first before we go down to the pitch is the media center. I'm not sure press box what that is compared. However, they have a little cafeteria back here, or stolova, and all the people that are here will be from the media or press or newspapers, whatever they do. And hopefully at least one person will be smiling and happy to see me when I say hello to him. Part of coming here as the press you actually get a little lunch bag, which is really nice. There's a sandwich, cake, bottle of water. And this is really cool. The water's got a logo for the club on it, apple and a chocolate bar. How nice is this? And all of the other press are preparing. I just noticed on the TV there, it says that the game is less than 1 hour to start time. So a lot of the people that are actually here don't go out to the field and stadium until they have to. Stay in here and be nice and warm. I'm going to have my sandwich now, and then we'll go check out the pitch. Now, I didn't want to make this a food tasting video, although everybody asks me every time to do a food tasting. I thought I'd just talk about the little mini croissants. They're actually ham, tomato, and cream cheese. So, they're very good. Now, I'm not even really hungry, but I thought I'd have a pre-game snack before we go and watch the game. Coming out of the cafeteria, there's a lot more people here now. There is actually a couple of different places where you can sit and watch the match. And there is a secret door here, which we're going to go through. And this is not where I'll be sitting. I'll be sitting somewhere else. However, let me show you this secret passageway to some very nice seats. And here we are at the very famous Spartak Stadium. And have a look. Now, some of the media can sit right here, which is right above the race where the players come out. And the other media, which will be me, can sit a little bit further around, which we'll head to in a minute. But have a look. Actually, blue skies. Where did the blue skies come from? And there is a few people here already. Not too many. But the thing with this stadium is you feel very close to the field. And I think even if you get a general public ticket, you're not that far away from the ground and the match. And it would be nice to sit here, of course, but I'm not so lucky today. But let's see how much closer we can get to the field. From where I originally walked in, I actually went in the media accreditation room right here. And then this is where we want to go. This is what I would call the race. And this is actually one of the corners of the stadium. And as we walk a little bit closer, it will make a little bit more sense where we are here. And we're just going to pass a little bit through this gate and just be nice and close it behind. And then hopefully we can go through, thank you, and have a look at this. Now, this little bit here is synthetic grass, but the actual pitch and the ground proper is really grass. And have a look. Now I'm going to put my things down so it's a little bit easier to walk around, and we'll see how much closer we can get. I don't think that much closer than where we are now. But I'll put my bag down and let's go and explore a little bit. The actual stadium itself has a capacity of about 44,000 people. And it's really very impressive. I think for anyone that goes to live sports and that first time you walk in a stadium, you're like, wow. And that's really what it's like even when I come to matches now on a little bit more of a regular basis. That wow factor always kicks in. Now, part of my ticket today, this is my seat. That's my bag. I've got my sandwich and drink right there. And I'm going to be sitting literally steps away from the sideline. And this is really cool. Now, if anybody is a Spartak fan, please let me know. I would imagine these are legends of the Spartak football club. And they've got this bronze statue that's right on the area behind the goals. And I don't think very many people get a chance to come down to see this and get up close like I am. Now, the one thing I've got to do as I walk behind the goals here is look out for flying balls. They're actually practicing corner kicks, and the goalie right here. And there's one guy, I would imagine that's maybe one of the goalkeeping coaches, I think, that they practice the crosses into the keeper. Oh, we can actually get a little bit closer, and we can see the goalie here doing some practice from crosses and corner kicks and shots on goal. Now, if you think I seem happy, it's because I'm very fortunate to have a YouTube channel, and for everybody who's watching to make the videos successful, for the channel to grow, and to be able to be given these opportunities to come to events like this and get access to the press tickets. It's all down to everybody watching, so I really want to thank everybody. I probably don't do it enough during videos, especially on live streams I do, because it's a little bit more one-on-one. So thanks for watching this video and other videos on the channel. So I'm actually able to walk all around the perimeter of the field prior to the kickoff. And you'll see here all of the players doing a little bit of a kick around. And I think both teams are here at the same time, and they're both doing the same kind of drills, which is quite interesting. Here are all the Spartak players. I'm literally steps away from them, and they're doing little kick around drills. There's another young photographer here getting some nice photos as well, just like I am. Now, I'm curious what the amount of people would come to the game today. This is Sunday afternoon. It's nice weather for November. It's definitely not cold and snowing. It is cool though. Now, there is a few fans here and sitting in this middle section, which will be probably the prime viewing area for the match. One thing when you come to sporting events in Russia is the speakers are very loud, the music they play is very loud, and it's not so simple to record videos like this, so please excuse the background noise. We want the atmosphere, of course, but it's just a little challenging sometimes with the PA announcements that they keep making. The match today is actually Spartak Moscow against Akron, and they're actually a team from Tolyatti. It's a regional part of Russia, probably made famous by the fact they've got the factory for Lada there. That's probably the most famous thing about the town itself. Perhaps the football club is very young and it's not very well known internationally. They've only been in the top flight league for a couple of seasons. They're just doing, again, some goal shooting practice. I think it's really practice with a keeper and maybe some of the forwards at the same time. And a lot of the players are slowly heading into the change room now. In case you're interested in the edges of the stadium seating and the ground, so there's this synthetic grass area, you see the TV cameras, and the seats for media around the edges and mostly for the photographers. And then there's a very big net here, which goes right up to the roof, which stops the balls going into the stand, basically. And then there is just a normal hand railing and barrier. There's no extra fencing or anything like that. And this is all of the Spartak home fans. And I think really the true faithful fans of the club that want to join and sit right behind the goals because it's kind of the coolest spot, especially if they score at this end. Now they're saving their voices for now, but shortly they're gonna get a little bit more boisterous. All of the guys there right on the railing were calling out where I'm from because they can obviously hear me speaking in English. And the minute I say Australia, thumbs go up and everybody's happy, and it's just very contrary to a lot of people's thoughts about Russian football. It's, for me, very family friendly, very normal, and a very simple thing to come to. There is a little bit of extra things you need to fill out to get a QR code and the fan ID. Once you've done that, it's no different to getting a ticket for any other match around the world. What is a little bit different at this stadium is the away fans are in the upper terrace right here. You can see Akron, Tolyatti banner that they put up there, and the people that would have traveled here. More than likely they're not from Moscow, they'll have come here especially for the game. So there is not that many fans up there, perhaps a few more will join them. And very typically at other matches that I've been to, the away fans would be at the opposite end of the stadium. And here at this club, they have them in the upper terraces. I think it doesn't really matter. I guess it's the home team's decision where they have them sit and where the placement of them are in the stadium. The one thing that is very strange or weird for me is just knowing that I'm walking practically next to the pitch, and it's just a strange feeling that, you know, for so many years I would come to sport and sit in the stands and enjoy the match, generally from the upper terraces, and then now I'm walking literally steps away from the field, and then this is the bench for the players. You'll see here the medical staff as well. It's really almost strange feeling. I just noticed here they've got an Igloo ice chest. I feel like that's an Australian company. Anyone wants to correct me or not, if it is. And then you can come a little bit closer to the race. So where we walked out before was just upstairs there. You can see the upstairs seating. And then we're actually even closer here, right where all of the photographers and media are. And then we'll get to see the players come out from the race shortly. And I think we can even be a little bit cheeky and cross sides and head on over to the opposite side. I don't think they're going to worry me too much for a second. We can actually see where the players come out from. And right here, they'll come through the race, go under the banner, the ball is right there, and the cannons will go off at some point as well. Prior to the game, they have the club song, and everybody with their scarves. Very somber. They're not exactly going nuts. Maybe the Sunday afternoon games are not the same as the late night games. And you can see all of the fans on this side. There's even a few people up in the boxes up the very top there. And this is actually the away side's dugout right here. They're just preparing the blankets to stay nice and warm. And then now you can see the home fans behind the goals. Very cool spot. And the TV's doing the introduction right here as well. I feel it's like I shouldn't cross over some of the lines on the ground here, how close I want to get. It's a privilege to be invited here. It's a privilege to come to the football stadium, and I've got the chance to stand this close to everybody. Wow. There we go. It's really very cool. Now, I want to try not get in anybody's way. come out. And then very quickly, I'm going to get out the way here as quickly as I can. Okay, and the players are doing the introductions and the high fives. I just had to scramble out the way very quickly because the game gets underway very quickly after they do the handshakes and the pleasantries. Come and give back the scarves from the players and all of the coaches for Spartak. Have a look at everybody rugged up and nice and warm. And I'm going to head to my seat now. Feel like I shouldn't be standing here, but I am. All right, let's get out of here quickly and find my seat. You can see the Spartak players off in the distance. One last huddle. And some of the flag bearers are just coming off as well. There we go. Let's get as close as we can and get a little bit of the feeling of the match. And quite literally, the players are already mostly in position. All of the media and press are now coming off the side of the field. And luckily, I put my bag right here, and my seat is still waiting for me. And just like that, the game is underway. Now, I'm not going to film the entire match. It'll just be a few brief seconds here and there. And I'm going to always miss the exact moment when the ball will come down this end. It looks like Spartak are shooting to the far end of the stadium, towards their home fans. And I'm certain I'm going to miss the important parts. All the photographers are in place here. Somebody didn't take their seat next to me. But I'm nice and cozy here. Akron have a free kick. Not too far out from the box. It seems like the fans are not too happy about something. Someone in the wrong spot. I'm not sure. Now I'm a lot closer than it looks on camera here. Nothing wrong with that tackle, I don't think. Although the guy got pushed over. And away they go again. So we've made it through to the second half now. There was actually a goal in the first half, which I totally missed. And now Spartak are actually shooting to this end where I'm standing. However, the first 10 minutes of play have all been up the other end. So I think I'm jinxed with where I should be sitting to catch the action. And the lights are taking a bit more of an effect now. Here we go. Let's see. Oh! Wow. The defenders came out of nowhere. He had almost an open shot. We all think it's that easy, right? And it's really not. The skies are getting a little bit darker. Still a little bit of blue sky peering through. It's a lot brighter here than what it feels like outside. And again, all the play goes up the other end. Let's see this time. One more chance. The video is going to be way too long. All right. Turn. Whoa, saved. Exactly. Wow. I caught a goal live. That's crazy. Actually, all of the players are over there celebrating. That's Okay, I think this time not quite the chance. So it's now 3-0, and we did catch one of the goals, so I can rest a little bit easier. And all the photographers patiently waiting for that one shot. You can see the actual players here also doing some warm-ups. What's happened? Somebody's not happy. You can hear the whistles around the stadium. Wow. One more goal. This is my seat. How am I not sitting there when he scored? But we still caught it right there. Everybody celebrating. That's mad. Amazing. Everybody goes running to that corner flag to get the photograph and the right location. It's full time and it was 4-0. And good victory for Spartak. And if I just turn the camera around, the mascot right here. And I didn't want to edit it. I just thought I'd do it as smoothly as I can. And they've got the song playing now. And all of the fans have come down to the front row seats here with their pictures of their favorite players. And they want to try to get a glimpse of their players. Very nice. And then basically some of the media can go on the pitch and some can't. And they all want to get interviews with the different players as they come off. Try to get up close. You can see some of the Akron flyers coming off as well now. And heading down the tunnel. Wow. Let's see. Everybody cheering, hoping to get. There you go. One guy came and waved. There's a few fans yelling out. There he is. Will he come over? No. I guess it's their own thing if they want to do that or not. Couple more coming off. There we go. The lights come back on. Coming back downstairs, you can come to the media rooms, and there's a few different ones that they've got. One is for photographers and one is for the general media. You'll see most people are not here at the moment because there's different press conferences going on. And this will be all the seating for the journalists. And I think in the days gone by before instant social media, there was a lot more regular press here. But now you see it's a lot younger people. It's a lot more instant. You don't have that traditional, let's say, older, seasoned journalist here. These are all really student age people that are here. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet because they're doing question and answers here with the different players and coaches. And everybody wants that breaking news story possible. It's really interesting. Try to get as close as you can. So what will happen is the players come out from the change rooms off in the distance, and then there's a walkway here that essentially leads them out to the exit, and they'll either get on a bus or transport to go home. You can actually see some fans on the other side of the door here that know certain places where the players have to walk by. It's really very difficult to actually get close to the players. One of the heroes of Russian football, who actually plays for the opposite team for Akron, has come out, and literally everybody is huddled around him wanting to ask him a question. You can see him just through the gap here, and everybody's getting as close as they can. And with the modern media now, I mean, there's one journalist here with the big TV camera, all the rest are with phones, literally. And off he goes. Will he stop? Everybody literally scampering to get a question with him or something. And it's obviously very hard. All of this more modern media are trying to get something that's breaking news or an interesting thing for their social media platforms. And they literally just walk out through one door here or one door over here and off they go. So it's quite a little bit later now after the press conference is finished, and it seems like the players do just come out one of the normal exits, and you'll see some cars waiting here for players and officials, and there's a few fans gathered around, and actually the team store for the stadium is right here, and they've actually got a cafe upstairs as well, and some of the players literally just walking straight out, and then they've got a back car park here where they go through, and a lot of the players that would play for the home team will literally drive and park here and then just drive themselves home after the match. As I make my way out from the stadium, and you can just see the lights off behind me here, I really hope you've enjoyed this behind the scenes look at a Spartak Moscow football match. I think one of the players must have just come out. There's lots of yelling. There's lots of people leaving, as I am, who came out to see some of the players, and then you wait and wait, and the minute you leave, they come out the exit, and there's no real rhyme or reason to when they come out. I hope this was an interesting video, and I caught 2 goals, I think, until I do the editing. I'm certain I caught 2 of them out of the 4 goals that were scored. It was very one-sided, the match, really. Spartak had a lot of possession and were definitely the better team right from the first kickoff. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Not sure how the lighting is now. It's a little bit dark. The metro is only a few minutes away. Yeah, give us a thumbs up for the video. Post a comment. Do you want me to try to come to more Russian sport? I can try my best to come to something else if I can get a ticket easily. The press tickets are not necessarily as easy to get for different teams, and I'll do my best for everybody. If you want to join me on Telegram, today I'm posting lots of photos of my day out here in real time. And if you want to see an old video from the channel, click this link and you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, from Luke Oil Stadium, bye for now.